What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is JR with the JR Wisdom channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And if this is your first time checking out one of my videos, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos. So with that being said, guys, let's hop right into it. So today we're going to be talking about this little situation that came up, and I hope a lot of you guys, especially you young dudes, can learn from this situation. And that's with Dwayne Haskins. If you guys don't know who Dwayne Haskins is, he got drafted in 2019 in the NFL to the Washington Redskins, now known as the Washington football team. And he basically got waived or cut that year, and he ended up getting picked up by the Steelers, where he's now the backup QB for them. So the situation that basically has hit the headlines is he got into an altercation with his girlfriend, or now turned wife. There's been basically disputes, about what the situation really is. And her name is Kalabrya Gondrezick. I know that's a mouthful. She used to play, college basketball for Michigan, and she has a sister that plays for the Indiana Fever. So basically what happened was they had a vow renewal ceremony. According to basically what they're saying, it was a vow renewal, but she is actually saying that they got married back in March 19th. That's why it's a vow renewal ceremony. But he's like, it's an engagement, which, as in the video you guys can probably see here, they're going through the whole party where they invited friends out in Vegas, and he's proposing to her, and obviously it looks planned at this point. But she's saying it's a vow renewal ceremony. So anyway, what happened was they were both going two different places. He had his boys there, she had her girls there. The girls were going to a Magic Mike type strip club or whatever, and these guys were going to some club, strip club, whatever, and they were supposed to meet up at some point. Evidently that didn't happen. So when he got back to the hotel room, the Cosmopolitan, they basically had a falling out, and this girl put hands on him and snuffed him in the face, and basically led to a bunch of injuries, him even losing a tooth in the process. So it's something serious at that point for that to happen. And he called, the police were called at this point. She wasn't arrested. This happened during the 4th of July weekend. So nothing happened at that point. And he basically said he wanted her out of his room. This is your wife at this point. You're newlyweds, allegedly, or quote unquote engaged, but you were supposedly dating a year and a half prior to this. So my thing is, he's 24 years old, she's 23 years old. According to what you told the police, that you guys have had arguments in the past, but nothing serious ever actually happened. Now, my thing is to you young guys out there, first of all, you're 24, she's 23. You're trying to work on your career in the NFL. You're just taking on a wife at this point, which can make or break you. And you're dealing with that stress. You're dealing with someone arguing with you. You should never get married or even be in a relationship with somebody you constantly have to argue with. It's beyond me. And a lot of you dudes keep doing this. You guys keep getting into relationships, sticking around with someone, especially if you're a young, successful guy. And, that's questionable as far as him at this point with his career. But at the end of the day, you're going through this BS with someone, and then you're going to turn around and say, well, we can work through it. This is one of those things early on. People say, well, you get into arguments. Every couple has arguments. No, not at this age, not at this early on. And for you to say this is her first time she put her hands on you, she knocked your tooth out. Once again, if the roles were reversed, imagine, she is charged with, felony CDV. I don't want to say the words because they might demonetize my video, but she's charged with felony CDV, which she was just arrested for, and she was released on bond, but she has to appear back on August 3rd at this point. But if it was a man, oh my goodness, if he would have knocked her tooth out, and did all this stuff, imagine what would go on. And it's funny that this did happen, and whether he presses charges or not, which I'm assuming he did, or even in some states, the state will pick it up. Even if you don't want to, the state will pick it up, and it's kind of out of your hands with the solicitor or the prosecutor at this point. So don't ever put yourself in a position, especially even if you're working at McDonald's, guys, but especially if you're in the NFL, don't ever put yourself in a position where you're allowing, or you make a woman feel like she's comfortable to put her hands on you. It's just the way this world is set up now is just ridiculous. And you shouldn't put your hands on a woman either at the end of the day. But for someone to be comfortable enough to, go that far, whether he said some triggering things, she said some triggering things, but for her to, shed blood or cast the first blow in this, nah. And if you try to move forward with someone like this, it's just going to be repeat behavior. This is a girl that's probably in her 20s, probably have gotten everything that she wanted. Guys constantly complimenting her. She's been able to run amok on guys, including this dude marrying her at such a young age. Him obviously not having a father. I'm not saying he doesn't have a father in his life. Let me rephrase that, because you guys are gonna get this mixed up. Him obviously not having someone, a red pill minded or a guy that's aware to tell him, don't marry this girl. You only knew her a year and a half. You're already marrying her. I'm pretty sure you've had some conversations where she's flew off the handle and done some crazy stuff. Someone should have been there to counsel you and say, hey, bro, this isn't the best move. You marry someone that you don't have those issues with. This is someone you're spending the rest of your life with. And typically those things don't get better. If you're starting in relationships, they don't get better, guys. You should never tolerate, you should dismiss any of that. And I know it sounds, you guys are like, well, she's too, a lot of beautiful women get away with a lot more than ugly women. And we can say it is subjective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but this is the way things are. Pretty women get away with a whole lot more, and dudes will tolerate the BS, whether she don't clean up, she don't cook, all that Cardi B stuff that they're talking about, that she's talking about. Yell, have a rude mouth, call you out of your name, emasculate you, disrespect you. They'll tolerate all that just because she's pretty, and the sex ain't even really all that. You could get, better sex from like a 2 or a 3, but you dealing with this mediocre stuff with a 8 or a 9 that's not really bringing anything to you but headlines. Now it's making him look bad for this new team, for the Steelers that he's with, and he's trying to come up, and get that starting spot, but he's dealing with these problems. So you're a liability at this point, man. So guys, don't ever let anyone else mess up the money. That's number one. Don't ever mess up the money. And you guys can crack all the jokes you want with that, but hey, it is what it is, man. So just keep that in mind, guys. Your safety, your well-being, your wealth, your career, all of these things come first. Your reputation, all these things come first, and it must be protected. Even if you got to get rid of somebody and be alone, and trick off, you know what I mean? So with that being said, man, let me know you guys' thoughts below. I respond to all my comments. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Calendly to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Check out all my products on jrosswriting.com. All the links are in the description. And with that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I will see you guys soon. I'm out. Peace.